On Sunday, April 19th, 2017, United Airlines followed their overbooking procedure for flight number 3411. Unfortunately, when passengers were asked if anyone would voluntarily give up their seat, no one did, and United Airlines had to select passengers randomly by ticket number and ask them to leave the flight. According to the United Airlines policy and contract, they have the authority to ask passengers to do so, according to Boston News. However, there is video footage of how a passenger was treated when he was asked to leave the plane. The staff and airport officers that handled the situation did not approach the situation professionally, and CEO of United Airlines' initial response was also disappointing. How the situation was handled and the response from United Airlines outraged many people and crashed the stock and customer base and turned into a public relations nightmare for the organization. I am assuming the role of CEO Oscar Munoz, and I am delivering this crisis briefing on April 16th, 2017. I chose this date because it gives time for us to hear what concerned citizens have to say and time to plan proper briefing, but also isn't too long after the event that people won't think United Airlines has just brushed the situation under the rug. It is now 7 days after the tragic event that occurred last Sunday, April 9th, on Flight 3411, and there are a few issues that need to be addressed as an organization at United Airlines. Since we have had time to listen to the concerns of our paying customers and other people, we have reflected the tragedy at hand and have decided to take a few actions in hope of preventing another tragedy like this. I'll begin by giving a little background information on the situation and procedures followed. To most, it is known that many airlines overbook their flights because in most cases a few or several passengers will cancel at the last minute or not show up altogether. Statistically speaking, about 6 out of every 100,000 passengers are involuntarily removed from major airlines, according to LA Times. Most of the time, the selection process for involuntarily removing passengers is random, based on whoever paid the least for their ticket or whoever booked at the last minute. This is also according to LA Times. On Sunday, April 9th, this situation occurred on Flight 3411, according to Boston News. After the passengers boarded the flight, the United Airlines agents were approached by additional crew members that needed to be on that flight, according to Boston News. Because of this, United Airlines had to ask if anyone would voluntarily leave the flight and take an alternative flight. When no one responded, United had to begin the process to involuntarily remove passengers. Unfortunately, this was handled unprofessionally by staff and airport security. I would like to start by profusely apologizing for the way United Airlines staff has handled this situation. I personally feel terrible for the way this situation was handled, and all of the staff at United Airlines also extends their apology. As the CEO, I also want to say that we, as an organization, accept full responsibility for what happened. Moving forward, I would like to offer, in hopes of comforting our loyal customers and any future customers, that we are taking the necessary steps to prevent this from happening again. We will begin training company-wide to assure our staff are well versed in proper customer service. We will also take steps to make it well known that what our company policies are when it comes to overbooking, and have a backup in place for when selected passengers truly may not be able to miss this flight or the flight they are currently on. Because of the trouble with overbooked flights, people have suggested that we and other airlines not overbook flights. When it comes down to it, however, overbooking is necessary. As I've already mentioned, there are almost always a few or several people that cancel their flight at the last minute or just don't show up, and there is an algorithm to attempt the number for certain flights, according to LA Times. Also, involuntary removal from flights doesn't happen very often when all things are considered. Only about 6 people for every 100,000 people are involuntarily removed from flights, according to LA Times. Today I have explained United Airlines' position when it comes to overbooking and involuntary removal from flights. Again, I extend our sincere apology as an organization and for myself as the CEO. The behavior examined was unacceptable, and we hope you will keep good faith in us that we are taking every step necessary to prevent something like this from happening again.